Oh, greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Starbound. And I am still getting over the horrendousness of the Rainbow Cave disaster. I'm in a new cave system now. I have left the this is closer to our original landing point. And I am having to start all over again, which is okay. Just one of those things. We learned valuable lessons. Lessons are good. Oh. And we are going to try really hard not to die this time around. And get a whole bunch of the ores that we need. And just kind of start from scratch once again. Now, hopefully this cave system is somewhat decent, because if this cave system kind of taps out in what it's offering, we are going to have to head back to the Rainbow Cave. Which is okay. That is what it is. And that's still just... That hurt me, what happened. However, I know what we can do now. We just got to make sure that we have a chest or something from now on, that when we find those dimensional gates, we put all of the ore right outside. And then we can prevent any more unpleasantness to happen. And I just really just derped that. I derped it up is pretty much what happened. That was a significantly potent derp. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Now you are the tackler, alien. So we will make sure that we kill you dead. Oh, we got another one. I am not going to be denied. These diamonds and all of this stuff. This is another rainbow cave. These planets are awesome. I'm trying to remember. There was a I don't remember if it was some sort of fantasy or science fiction, but they had caves that were like this, just filled with all kinds of colorful stones. I don't know if it was like a rainbow cave or where I originally got that from, but I don't know. The good news is it looks like we can cover our losses over here quite substantially, which is good. There's our silver, our titanium. Yeah, I think we'll be in good shape here, because we haven't taken any damage yet. And I looked at the tables, by the way, when we were on the ship. It looks like we can build two. We need Durasteel for both of those. So we need to make sure that we get a lot mined here today. I was going to try and do a lot of this off camera. I just have not had the time. It's like, as you guys probably know, or as you guys probably see if you pay attention to the channel at all, I have quite a schedule I have to try and keep. And also trying to record these videos and still have some degree of life beyond YouTube, being a married man and all that. But right now, the wife is headed back to my hometown in southeast New Mexico. She's going to go see a friend of hers. They've had a mutual work friend of theirs pass away, so they have to go to all the unpleasantness that entails. So I am here by my lonesome at the moment. And here's some diamonds. Remember when we first found diamonds, we thought that was like the best thing ever. And now we're on a planet where they're pretty numerous, actually. One of the things I wanted to just rap about today, since this is an good old-fashioned caving episode. What was some of you guys' favorite sci-fi franchises? Now, when I mean sci-fi franchises, most people think Star Trek or Star Wars, and I'm sure we can get into that. But, like, what's some of your favorite sci-fi that didn't exactly make it? I guess a prime example of this would be, what is your Firefly? Because I know a lot of people love Firefly and Serenity, and I am one of those people, for sure. But, like, what was a TV series or a movie or something that you really, really liked, but it didn't seem like the rest of... is that okay, that is platinum. You need to keep an eye out on that since it kind of mixes in with that back wall. What is like a TV show or a movie that came out that you really, really liked, but it looked like the rest of the world just was not on board? And it got... Or just, really bad network decisions caused it to go bad. For me personally, I would have to say one of my big ones is there was a time when I was growing up where they were really trying to get a golden age of science fiction television shows on network TV. And we had some really good stuff. We had, I think on NBC, we had Sequest, which was in a future world where, kind of like the Star Trek or the Starship Enterprise of submarines was going on an exploration, looking for stuff. That was a pretty good series. For me, I'd have to say, without a doubt, the two series that pop into my head the most, and some of you guys watching might be too young to remember it, and some of you guys might pop into your head. There were two series. One of them, I think, was on either CBS or NBC, and the other one was on Fox. So obviously, it did not last long because Fox, unless it's a paranormal type stuff like the X-Files or Fringe, they don't support it for long. The one on ABC or on CBS or NBC was called Earth 2, and it had Clancy Brown in it, who played Kurgan in Highlander. A lot of people know him. He's the voice of Mr. Crab on SpongeBob. I did not know that until recently. It was about a planet that was very, very similar to Earth that they had discovered. And so they had people frozen, and there was some sort of sabotage or some sort of evil organization. It's been a long time. I know it's on Netflix. I probably should go ahead and watch it again. But it basically just talks about the people trying to survive on this alien world, and there were these strange aliens, and the main doctor, and it was a strong female lead too, by the way. It was. I think that's actually why the show didn't last for long, is because I think people were afraid of having a television show with especially science fiction, with a strong female lead character. And she was awesome. She was a mother, and her son had some sort of disability that kept him in kind of an exo frame. And what is that down there? Ah, it's a chest. Excellent. And the aliens on the planet kidnap him and do something to him. And I don't think they ever really explained what they did to him, but he was cured of all of his ailments, and he had almost a symbiotic relationship with the planet. And there were, apparently, you find out that there are other humans on the planet as well, because the government had been sending people there like a prison colony. And Tim Curry was in it. He played a criminal who had just basically lived on the planet. And it was pretty cool. Pretty cool little series. However, my favorite out of the obscure sci-fi was the series that they had on Fox called Space Above and Beyond. And Space Above and Beyond is actually the primary reason that I am a big fan of the Wing Commander games. Essentially, it's very basic story. Humanity gets attacked. Ooh, that's a big vein. Humanity gets attacked by these aliens that are called them Chigs. I think that was their nickname. And they were really cool. They had their own brand of technology and fighters, and no one knows why humanity was assaulted, but Space Above and Beyond focused on the story of these Marines that did both fighter piloting as well as ground missions to try and fight the alien threat. And I think it lasted a season or two. And you not only had the alien threat to deal with, but you also had in vitros, because there was this struggle going on between mainstream humanity and cloned humans. So there was a lot of intrigue, and one of the members of the squad was an in vitro. So you had that kind of intrigue going alongside. But if you guys ever get a chance, check it out. It was a pretty cool series, I have to say. Oh, so much ore. And no critters, I have realized. Which I guess we should count our blessings, shouldn't we? As long as I don't take any sudden falls, we may be able to get through this with a minimum of bloodshed. And an episode without the yellow undies of shame is a good episode in my book. What were you guys' like favorite obscure sci-fi, if you have any? Let me know in the comments. I wouldn't call, like Stargate SG-1, I wouldn't call that obscure sci-fi, since it was mainstream. I remember watching that when it was on Showtime, when it was this kind of pay for, you had to get it only on a premium movie channel for Stargate, and then it was revived on Sci-Fi. I really liked it. It was, look at all those diamonds. Very interesting casting choice on Stargate SG-1 to get Richard Dean Anderson, of all people, to play, what was it? Jackson? No, Jackson was Colonel O'Neill. There we go. That was his name. Who was played by Kurt Russell in the original Stargate movie. Very, very different character than what people remember from the Stargate movie. And I loved the Stargate movie. Stargate movie was outstanding. It's such a cool concept. See, we're being smart about this, and using platforms, and just making sure that we don't have any more unpleasant situations with native wildlife, like you, because once you see me, you're going to be very upset. Oop! There. Now I actually got hit. But the original Stargate had Kurt Russell playing O'Neill and James Spader playing Daniel Jackson. They did get the girl who played Shuri, the girl that Daniel falls in love with. She was in the movie as well as the series, which is cool because she found work. And I think they also got the guy who played Shuri's brother, the one who they thought died. No, he didn't die. He survived the Stargate movie. But bad stuff happened to him, if I remember. Because the main baddie in SG-1 was Ra's brother Apophis. Because they had to change the storyline a little bit from the movie. And you're not hostile. And that is a lot of gold. Maybe this is the issue that I was having. Maybe I just needed to start talking about random stuff and we wouldn't have had a disastrous attempt there in that dimensional gate. Let's check a look and see how much we've got so far. 46 diamonds. Indeed. 80 rubium, 55 aegisalt, 68 violium, some plat, and 27 titanium. Good. So Durasteel will be relatively easy to make. The recipes for those new tables didn't require a whole lot of Durasteel. So, and even if so, we have plenty here that we can grab if absolutely needed. Hey, little guy. You look like a fish with legs. But it was a really cool premise of these aliens taking the form, or not taking the form necessarily, but that all of the ancient gods were based off of them. And I thought that was really cool because Stargate SG-1 went beyond the Egyptian motif and went to Greek and Chinese and that all the Gaul, as they were called. Like, basically, he used all of it. And then, well, let's see. Oh, Lord. Oh, wow, that's a lot of baddies. Keep your body tackles to yourself. Hey, what did I just say? It's like my rocket launcher was not wanting to work. Okay, we gotta deal with you. Otherwise, things could be bad. Now, the good news is if I die here, it's okay. Go, Lord above. I said something, didn't I? Crap. I had to say something. Oh, my God. Okay. It's okay. It is okay. This is manageable. This is completely within our realm of see, look at that. A snowstorm. Perfect weather for my mood. I started thinking about business. I stopped talking about sci-fi. And I died. This is an important lesson. And I believe the cave was down here. Shouldn't be that far. Okay. As you can see, relatively... Yep, there's the torch where we started. And of course, that means... Wretch had a lot of loot. That means we have to throw all the native... Why is my... Okay, it's like, why is my rocket launcher not firing? We need to throw all the native stuff his way. Okay, there's more. I'm trying to remember where we went. Not here. Gotta wait. It's not gonna, none of this stuff's gonna despawn, I don't think. But now the night is dark and filled with terrors. And native critters that'll eat our face. And I'm sorry if I have to kill you little guy. Okay, here's one of our little platforms. That speaks well. Where did I fall? Was it over here? I don't even remember. Ah, it's right here. Alrighty. So, let's take it nice and slow. Well, I guess we could try and time the fall. Let's try that. Whee! Okay, so far so good. Provided we don't die via laggy guy. Okay, here's all of our stuff. There, no harm, no foul. Another rainbow cave disaster has been averted. So, what we're going to do here is we definitely are not going to run out of ore anytime soon, as you guys can probably see. Now, where did I originally fall from? Ah, okay, I see the snow. We're going to head right back up here, and we're going to kill the native... And I hate killing those little fish with legs, but I can't really make way for them, you know? There we are. So, oh, here's that big grouping of them. And we're not going to fall into any holes of death, so that's good. Yee! Tuck and roll. Go away. Keep on dropping off that cell materia. That's kind of cool. Alright, little guy. I think we are good, except for this guy right here. And lag aside. Excellent. We have survived disaster. And get right back to it. I don't know, I'm trying to think of like other obscure science fiction shows that like appeared on major TV. Not a whole lot of them, in my opinion. Of course, I know a lot of people got into Battlestar, the new Battlestar Galactica, when it came out, and I could do an entire episode just talking about that show. That show is extremely polarizing to a lot of folk. To tell you guys the God's honest truth, and I don't know if I'd mentioned... Yeah, I think I have mentioned this on the show before. during this series, but that is a very eclectic cluster of ore right here. I loved the series until the last season, and then I think they kind of fell off a cliff. I know I handled it a lot better than my brother did. My brother nearly threw his. I mean, like, and you hear that? Oh, he was so mad. No, I'm dead serious. My brother nearly got mad enough, and he's 9 years older than I am, but he was so invested in that show because he didn't watch a whole lot of TV. He got so invested in that show, and when the show ended like it did, he nearly threw his TV controller through his TV. It was not a good day for him. And he's pretty easy to please, too, as a viewer. It's just that ending. And I understand that because I looking at stuff, because I wanted to kind of read and get a little bit of the behind the scenes on why they made those choices. And you find out that they were actually writing that series episode to episode. They didn't have like some sort of preset plan, kind of like Michael J. Straczynski had on Babylon 5, which is probably Babylon 5 is not like not mainstream. I think Babylon 5 ran for like 5 seasons, but that's arguably one of my favorite, if not favorite, science fiction television show. It had such a good storyline to it. And if you guys haven't watched Babylon 5, you really should. It's very cool, kind of Game of Thrones-ish in space before Game of Thrones. Of course, they can't really have as much, language and nudity, but it gets the point across. It's kind of hard for some people to get into it the first time they see a Centauri with their peacock hairstyle. Once you get past that, though, and realize kind of what the Centauri are, it's pretty easy to get into. But man, I have got a lot of mining ahead of me, don't I? Oh! Wait a minute. I hear a lab! And a critter. The critter can't get to me. Let's go ahead and check out this lab real quick. Then I think we will call it a day. One of these days I hope to actually find someone in these labs. Because we've got all these monitors and everything. It's like definitely someone needs to be in here doing science-y stuff. Syringes, med packs, that's good. I think probably going to find just nothing but ore and pixels, which I am okay with, honestly. Egg shoot seed. And egg shoot. I think we already have that stuff in our inventory, so it's not going to be that big of a bother. And more Aegis salt. Excellent. Well, you know what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to head back to the surface, and I'm going to drop a lot of this ore off. And we may see... Oh! There's a weapons chest. Keep on getting distracted. That didn't bode well for us last time. But everything seems to be doing okay. So, I will go ahead and head back to the Satellite of Love. Oh! Provided I do not die, which is a possibility, because I don't have a whole lot of life left. There we go. And dump all this. I may do a little bit more mining off camera. I'm not sure if I have enough time for it. Ooh! But, regardless, I will go ahead and see you guys next time. Whether we're going to do some more mining or move on to, other projects. But if you like the episode, go ahead and click like down below. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. That'd be a big help. And we will see you next time. Later days, everyone. Come here, you. Aha!